Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News. And boy, I'm happy we're back on Investigator News too. Um, boy, what have they done to us? Made us stronger. We got quite a few ads. And for those that have been missing us on Investigator News 2, we were banned. They told me a month and a half. They did 2 weeks. Huh. I can't really say all the details, but what I will tell you is we were banned, and I'm going to have to make a little bit of changes. If everybody has noticed, there is no live videos on Investigator News 2 because they find one more strike, they take that channel. So I'm going to have to split up some shows just so to keep them from. I'm going to outsmart them. Popcorn throw. That was for YouTube. Yeah, popcorn throw. Um, what I'm going to have to do, folks, is since they have never, I don't get, where do I want you? I want you here at my house. You can do a live show with me, Karen. Yeah, you and Susan come visit. I don't know. Wherever, well, I'm only doing it today, so tomorrow I'll be on Investigator News 2. This is what I'm going to explain. For the weather and lifestyle news show, since I've never been banned and never got a strike, I will keep it on Investigator News 2. To keep from them finding anything, I have to move my news show to Investigator News Network. So if you want to watch the news, you're going to have to go there for a while. We're sitting, like I said, about a month and a half, and we won't have any strikes. I'm trying to outsmart them is what I'm trying to do. Yeah, let's throw more popcorn at them because I'm gonna try to do this to where I keep both. And so all of the funny posts, if you've seen it, this week's funny post is out, and it's on Investigator News 2. So I hate to really split this up, but I know if I put a news show on Investigator News, they're going to find something and they're going to take the channel. So I have to be smarter than them. Yeah, more popcorn. Smarter than the average bear. Yeah. All right. The boy that flies, Karen. What do you think? I know I always surprise Karen with some of this stuff. The boy that flies. Yeah. I seen it and I went, I'd be horrified because I know, if my son was that age, 4 or 5, he'd be doing the same thing. And I would be freaking out. There he goes. And it's not balloons this time. No, it's called a Zorb, I think is what they're called. Um, I don't know if I want to, when I seen they first came out, it's a clear ball that you get inside and you roll down the hill. Um, well, we'll hear about the boy that flies. Uh, uh, on News 2, yes, we are back on News 2. Um, I have the movie. The movie what? What movie? I haven't made a movie yet. I think they ought to make a movie for me of, throwing popcorn at YouTube. You know, no, it ought to be about me and the Clintons. I really do think that, Hillary keeps poking her nose out there. And I really think I ought to do a movie on what I know or do a book at least. But y'all don't make it in, and you folks and Ewans and yeah, my slang is just horrible. I might have to get someone smart to write it for me. Linda wrote a book, I believe. Linda G. Now she was getting all into it and disappeared on us. So I might, I poked her and I haven't heard nothing. It's a cute movie. I was on your regular channel. Yeah. What's regular anymore, Susan? Uh, they took my regular channel from me. Now get this. I found out that, and it's only because a family member got a hold of me and said, "Why did you unsubscribe me? Why did you block me?" And I said, "I didn't. I don't block anybody." I know, Karen knows who these people are, who my family members are. And I was like, no, something isn't right here. And so I went and looked, and yeah, her name had been removed. And so I made some phone calls to some legal people, and they looked into it and they said, that they take out subscribers. So if you can't find us, it's because they don't want you to find us. Um, and it's sad that it flows into this channel or the show, weather and lifestyle news. So um, you got lonely over there. Yeah, everybody's over here. They're like, oh my goodness, we're back. Let's go on too. I got to get some bit. I have to redo my business cards, so it'll be a little bit better to take a look at. I know Karen's running low. I'm about out. So I want to get on with the weather and the boy that flies. And of course, look at what we got over here. We got spit on early this morning. Um, so it wasn't really all that bad. I see Memphis got a little bit. Um, uh, so they have names for these things now, and the straight line bow. Why not just call it a bow, echo, that's moving across the states? Why do they keep wanting to name everything? And why don't they name it after me? Well, it's with now with Facebook, folks, they watch later on. I mean, because sometimes I look and it's like, oh, good grief. And then by the next day, it's like, I've got lots. So I think everybody watches it later. I mean, right now, we're looking at the 4 or 5 o'clock hour. Everybody wants to check out what's going on, whether it's a podcast or getting home from work. No driving with the show on. I keep telling people that. And also, if you want to donate, we do have a PayPal account that's open, and we'll start pushing that a little bit more. And yeah, I talked to William this morning. I don't know if William's in here. Um, and I told him, my ideas and what I was told, and he backs me up on this. So um, everything I've done is to be able to keep the shows, and I know things I can't and cannot say. So I'm going to be good for a while. I'm still truth and news, but we're just going to have to make some changes. All right, so let's get into this crazy weather.
Severe storms are still in the forecast for overnight, but there are some positive things to report from the latest outlook issued by the Storm Prediction Center. There is no mention of stronger tornadoes, but some isolated tornadoes cannot be completely ruled out. And as the storms expand in coverage, the damaging wind threat could increase mainly from western Mississippi over into southeastern Alabama, and also be careful in southern Georgia. The zone where large hail over 2 inches in diameter was forecast has been scaled back, but it is certainly possible in any of those shaded areas that we could see some smaller sized hail. And as always, have a way to stay alerted. Some of these storms have produced quite a bit of lightning, as well as several cities dealing with scattered debris on the roads. So you'll want to be very, very careful when traveling. Damaging winds and hail are going to be the more widespread threats as we go further into the day on Thursday. Storms sweeping across the southeast during the day, and then more developing in the plains later on. The storms could also produce some heavy rainfall, in particular for southwest and south central Georgia.
South central Georgia. And look at that big old cloud above you guys up there in the north. Everything is still kind of cool. We'll have to wait and see as the jet stream moves over and brings in the cooler weather from the volcanoes. So let me get rid of this. Oh boy. Well, there we go. So we have wildfire and smoke returns to the U.S. Why? Because no rain. So we're going from rain to smoky again. Karen, throw your fish outside and have smoked fish. I don't know if it's the right kind of smoke, but wow, more smoke again. And they haven't stopped the wildfires. So as we look at,
Well, we
let's
still
see,
have a lot of
as we look at the smoke coming back, I seen this morning on the Weather Channel, and I was like, wow, look at all them fires. And I mean, they're starting to spread down into the central United States, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. I probably got Wyoming wrong. Um, Iowa, maybe. And then, it's concentrated. And then we even have a lone one down. I'm thinking that's Pennsylvania. Am I right, kids or folks? Um, more and more fires. Uh, all right, so let me get this going.
fires going on up in Canada, and I just want to give you an idea of where the smoke is going to be over the next several days. Let's take things through the end of this week and the weekend, and what's going to happen is we'll get low pressure setting up over the Northeast. It's a little bit farther toward the west than it was last time when New York City looked like Mars, basically, but that's going to take the flow into the eastern Great Lakes and parts of the interior Northeast, possibly as far east as let's say the mid-Atlantic. Even places like New York may at least encounter some smoke. A lot of this is going to be aloft as opposed to that smoke being in the lower levels of the atmosphere like we had recently, but certainly going to affect the air quality, and we'll keep you updated if anything changes.
So there we got it. There's your smoke right there. And it's going as far as what it is here um, in Arkansas. So we're going to even get a little bit of it. Just we don't want the fires, is our deal. No fires. Um, we have been dry and drought too, but we've been getting a lot of rain, flash floods, and um, we need to saturate the south to keep it from catching fire. It's headed your way. Hot, 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 hot. On the post, the best post video, a worm blew a worm to cool it off so it could eat it. I bet that's what's going on with the birds in Texas. Texas is hot, hot, hot. Record heats, they say. And then I got to look at it and I was like, well, no, but that's about right for June. Um, but if they want to say it's record heat hot, they must know. So Texas, hot, hot, hot. The thing is they don't know if they've got enough solar power to sustain the electricity for the ACs. So, all right, here we go. Boy, I got videos
Heat will
today.
put Texas's electrical grid to the test as people try to keep cool and crank up the AC. And while Texas could set a record for energy demand, the Weather Service could be documenting several record highs for this point in mid-June. So these are the forecast highs, but note that even for Dallas, the heat index values are going to be above 100. So pay attention to your feels like temperatures. That's what we have listed for you here. It is, again, that combination of heat and humidity that's going to bring on the threat of heat-related illness. Now, part of the concern is not just how hot it gets during the day, but where the nighttime temperatures stop. And in this case, not expected to fall below 75 degrees in several cities. That is not ideal to allow the body to cool down and recover properly. And the extended temperature outlook shows hot temperatures going into next week. So please keep your health and safety in mind for your family and check on neighbors and take another look in your vehicle before getting out to ensure kids and pets are not left behind.
Yes, definitely. No kids, no pets in your car in Texas. Don't even take them. When it goes above 85 degrees, folks, don't take your pets. Don't leave your kids in the car. Find someone to watch them. Don't leave them in the car. You don't know how many times, Karen, watching court TV, family after family after family that I watch court cases on, that they left their kids in the car. I mean, it never did dogs or cats or pets. It was always about the kids. And it was so sad. They just forgot that some of them forgot they were there. Some, oh, will only be a minute. And they took longer than expected. So don't leave your kids in the car. All right. So Hawaii, erupting Kilauea volcano is spewing fog, and many launch dangerous glass shards. Now, the theory of the ongoing eruption of Kilauea began spewing lava June 7th. Now, the molten rock to be surrounded the surrounding crater and reaching temperatures as high as 2100 degrees. Wow. You definitely don't want to jump in that volcano. But now, according to what they're saying, the world's most active volcanoes have been erupting almost continuously since 1983. The USGS briefly deemed the eruption a code red. And what they're saying, because of the initial high infusion rates have declined and no infrastructure is threatened. But um, um, they say, however, the high levels of volcanic smog is known as VOG, is what they say. Well, it's just volcano pollution. Um, Now they say that this it does affect the air quality. They added the eruption may spout a thin, sharp glass fires that looks like Pele's hair. Remember Pele, the history of Pele, and it looks like her hair, but it's actually it looks like straw or hay or strands. They say this is formed when gas bubbles in the lava pop to the surface and then cool, doing glass needles or glass straw, or it looks like Pele's hair. And most of the time in uh, past history, that's when people would want to jump into the volcano. Don't do that. Karen, no jumping in the volcanoes for Pele, even though if you see her hair. No, let's not do that. And don't leave your kids in the hot car. Why is everything hot today? It's like it was 90 here, over 90. And boy, I went out in it and I said, no, no, no. All it does is it's humid and it makes my hair turn into little ringlets. Um, so this is what's going on, and Pele's hair is blown downwind, and it could initiate people's eyes and skin. Um, and it's shards of glass, they say. So you got to be really careful. And if you feel like you've got glass or fiberglass on you, a good possibility you got Pele's hair. Um, all right, so on this day in history, yeah, what is it? Something cool, huh? Arlington National Cemetery, established in Virginia in 1864. Almost said 19. No, 1864. Now, the boy that flies through the air in an inflatable Zorb ball. It was a 9-year-old boy that was very light, very small, was taken to the hospital after he was swept up in the Zorb ball Sunday. Let me let's see. There you go. There's a Zorb ball right there. Um, that's let's see if we got. There you go. Everybody loves the Zorb ball. You get in it, and oh boy, look at the price of that. Ooh. Um, so the Zorb ball is very popular. Let's see. Before I go on, well, what I've heard is it's not changing pictures. Ah, it's still not changing the pictures. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the article. Um, it was a gust of wind. What it did, it was around on a pool of water until the gust of wind carried him off. For those wondering how it looks, Zorb is basically an inflatable human hamster ball. Yeah, let's just be a hamster and go roundy roundy. No, it bounces and it goes up in the air. It went the inflatable ball went over trees, and we thought the balloon it was a balloon at first before they realized it was an inflatable with a child inside that rose up into the air and took off. Um, oh, let me have the video either. It said that everyone was quick to help the child after he landed back on the ground. This happened in Pennsylvania. Karen and Susan, did you hear about this? Yeah, they were brilliant and took control of the situation, and everybody really remained calm. But they were going to help the little boy. He was airlifted to the hospital and treated for multiple serious injuries. Um, Boy, one child was blown out of the pool, and the second just flew up in the air. They said approximately 100 to 200 feet up, and then landed heavy. And they didn't see him land, but we saw him fly up, according to some of the witnesses. So the flying Zorb ball, you put light kids in it, and it'll bounce. And if the wind catches it, off they fly. The flying boy. Huh. Philadelphia Zoo. Did you guys hear about this, Karen? But you don't watch. I didn't. Well, you watch my news. I got good stuff on in weather and lifestyle news. I think that it's got the best lifestyle news. I mean, I go through and I pick some stuff, and I look at some of the mainstream, and it's like that's boy. I mean, if I wanted to hear about hair color and um, you know about Prince Charles and royalty and the Kardashians, no, I pass all that up. No, unless I see something interesting in what they're doing. But right now they're boring. All right. I'm really going to get hate mail from you. I bet YouTube gets me for that one. Yeah. All right. So the death, this happened at a Philadelphia zoo, and it linked to poisoning, a death of meerkats. There was 5 of them in the enclosure that passed away. And it was sudden, they say. Apparently, it caused by an accidental poisoning linked to dye that's used to mark the animals, zoo officials said. The meerkats named Nikosi, Lula, Naya, Nagala, and Ari. Oh, Ari's got a meerkat named after him. I wonder if that hair goes up on the meerkat. All right. Um, they came as a group a decade ago, and they said zoo officials used dye to mark the animals as a way to differentiate them as individuals. Animal well-being, she said the zoo has been using the same dye for more than 3 decades. Somehow, the dye was used on meerkats on June 1st, and one of them was found dead about 30 minutes later. 4 others started showing signs of acute illness within minutes later. So the Mets said the zoo is conducting a detailed investigation and noted that necropsy results are pending. Um, so I think it's that red dye stuff because folks, Kraft uses red dye in their American cheese. Buy the white cheese. It tastes a little bit better, but it doesn't have the dye in it. It's not orange. Get your kids accustomed to it and get rid of that dye because it's not very good for you. It's they said it was dye. Yeah. Oh, you did hear about it. Karen did hear. Huh. Poor little meerkats, you know. All right. So we expedition catches Amazon River dolphins to help save this iconic pink species. I did not know there was a pink dolphin. Well, these are um, um, porpoises, they say, um, or dolphins. I'm sorry. And they are on the Amazon River. They do swim in rivers, and they are bright pink. And now they're starting to lose a lot of them due to drought conditions. And they said that now they are trying to catch these and tag them so they can keep an eye on them and see if they can bring a healthier species back and for more of them to be born. So um, they say that the water contamination in the rivers really haven't helped this species. Again, I want to show it to you. It's a pink dolphin. Um, you only buy deli cheese. Well, Karen, it's the same thing though. If it's orange, it's got the red dye in it. That's what you want to get away from. Is the orange or yellow American cheese is what I'm talking about. Now they do make it white without the dye, and it's way healthier for you. You coming from a woman that eats a half a package of cookies and chases it with chocolate milk. Oh yeah, I'm eat the healthy white cheese. Okay, uh, so uh, um, um, a massive distribution of malware exposes gamers to theft and data breaches. And I almost passed this up, and I thought, you know what? My kids love buying these games for Xbox and PlayStation and whatever else is out there. And they said the new villain has entered the scene with an infinite realms of the beloved video games, Minecraft, where diamond swords fend off and block monsters, unlike creepers or ghasts. Um, it doesn't explode or float around aimlessly. Instead, it's a real world threat of info stealing, malware, distributed by hackers who craftfully use Minecraft, which is a community over 140 million active players. So if you have kids that are playing Minecraft on any of the platforms, um, watch out if you see them diamonds, because the diamonds are what is causing them to hand over all your info. They're saying some are even getting banking details. So be very careful. No Minecraft for a little bit. Um, Walmart and Costco. Oh, buyer beware. This is a recall, big recall, because their frozen fruit strawberries from Walmart and Costco's and HEB stores, they say, has got concerns of hepatitis A. Um, and they say that this is very important. You do not eat the strawberries. It's definitely come under that. Um, they have recalled concerns. This was announced Monday. The problem might be in the strawberries from Mexico used by Willamette Valley Fruit. So be very careful. If if it was me, I'd just pitch it. If you got some strawberries from Walmart, or take it back, get your money back on it. Um, all right, so Happy Meals. Just when you thought Happy Meals were happy again, nope, they're finding box cutters now in the Happy Meals. This is in Michigan. This is the second time. And another Michigan mom finds a box cutter in a McDonald's Happy Meal and said it's in touch with the customers involved, and it's investigating this. Um, you always look, folks. Don't just give your kid the box. Come on now. I mean, you just never know what's in that box. Open it up, take a look, and take a look at the price. And don't pull away from the drive-through. It's not that hard. You open the bag, you open the box, you look, see what the price is, and drive off. Because this is in Michigan, they said, though. Um, they're finding box cutters in Happy Meals instead of the toy. Boy, I'm starting to wonder about it. um, you you gotta wonder what's up um, with that. They found two of them, they said, but now I've heard more. I've got a friend up there in Michigan, and she said, "Oh no, there's been quite a few that's been found." So um, be very careful up in Michigan and the surrounding states. what, Wisconsin. Um, I'm trying to think of what's up around there. Illinois, around Chicago. Um, just be careful. Check in the bags and the boxes. Make sure there's not a box cutter. Who does that? Wow. Okay, a shock in Oregon. Why? Because a woman finds an alligator in her driveway. Now, Oregon is known for alligators. And so this woman seen it. This was in Grants Pass. Um, and that's definitely in the middle of the state and definitely no swamp waters. Um, so they called the local police department, and the police department called animal control, but no one was available, so they wrestled it, um, and got a hold of the alligator, and they got put it over with the um, 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 animal control. But come to find out, it was belonged to a neighbor 2 doors down from her, and he escaped. You see, even people in Oregon have got um, these wild animals they shouldn't have. Who wants an alligator in Oregon? Uh-huh. You just never know. All right, so now we're off to the funny list. We're towards the end of the show where, oh boy, uh, funny things to say when you want to make somebody's day. Here you go, Karen. I'm going to make your day. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make your day. Maybe not. All right. I'm so glad to have brown cows. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any chocolate milk. Well, I use that one all the time. 9 out of 10 voices in my head tell me I'm crazy. The 10th is humming. After Tuesday, even the calendar says WTF. Boy, I've heard a lot of these. All right, you should always knock before opening the fridge. Why? In case the salad dressing is dressing inside. Oh, dumb, dumb, dumb. All right, a successful man is one who earns more than his wife can spend. A successful woman is one who knows where to look for such a man. There you go. Um, a pessimist is someone who has spent too much time listening to optimists. Don't you hate it when someone answers their own questions? I do. My tallest finger loves giving people standing ovations. I like that one because I thought for a second it was a forefinger, and I thought, no, okay. Yeah, the tallest finger. Every woman should marry an archaeologist because the older she gets, the more he'll love her. 6:30 is the best time on the clock, hands down. I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not so sure. A bag of money can represent not only wealth, but also massive inflation. Mm. It's funny how the cost of living is going up, but by the chance of living is going down. Try call someone just to tell them you can't talk right now. I'm a great housekeeper. Every time I leave a man, I keep his house. Ooh, there you go. That's a man jumper. Yeah. I could tell when people are being judgmental just by looking at them. The next time you buy a donut, complain that there's a hole in it. I'm going to try that one. I think the guys I get my donuts from would just laugh hysterically at that one. A cookie a day keeps your sadness away, but an entire jar of cookies a day brings it back. What did I tell you? Eat healthy. Yeah, a half a package of cookies and chase it with chocolate milk, but white cheese. All right. If a hamburger meat makes a meatloaf, then laziness makes me a loaf. I used up all my sick leave, so I call in dead. There you go. I'm going to get my toenail pierced this Friday. Not me. Uh, I have bad luck with both my wives. The first one abandoned me, but the second one did not. Don't worry. If a plan fails, there are 25 more letters in the alphabet. Yeah. Don't worry if a plan, or I read that one. Um, uh, an apple a day keeps the doctor away if you throw it hard enough. Boy, I don't know if my doctor would go for that. He's pretty cool. I am Ellie, but you could call me tomorrow. Oh, yeah. A psychiatrist is someone that will change or will charge you money for the answers you could get for free from your wife or your best friend. But we ignore them people. Yeah. All right. That is it for the show. And I'll be back for in about 30 minutes. And like I said, we're back on Investigator News 2. So we'll be here tomorrow. And of course, I'm going to have to put our news over on the other platform, Investigator News Network, to keep us safe. Um, it'll be a fun week at the end of the week, and we'll, of course, have the funny posts like usual. And tomorrow is Friday. And you know what that means, trivia. Now, I have no tests, no nothing, no plans. I'm putting on not only a wetsuit, but I'm going to put on a um, bulletproof, sick proof, uh, anything proof, and even headgear, a couple of helmets, just to stay safe between now and tomorrow, because I want to really do trivia. I've missed it. All right, so you guys have a wonderful Thursday, and come on back tomorrow. We're back. We're back, and we're strong. And subscribe and hit the like button. Ring my bell over there on Facebook. Follow us and hit the like. And of course, always hit that bell. And if you aren't getting notices, YouTube could have unsubscribed you to my channel. So make sure you're subscribed. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening and come on back in about 30 minutes and have a wonderful Thursday. God bless y'all.